So Democratic Senator Joe Manchin just announced new requirements in order for the Democrats to gain his support for the multi-trillion-dollar spending bill. Joe Manchin has reportedly laid down red lines for the Democrats' multi-trillion-dollar reconciliation bill, this time making demands regarding the expanded child tax credit provision. Manchin informed the White House that child tax credits must have an established work requirement and a family income limit in the $60,000 range if Democrats want his vote for the package. Those demands would significantly weaken the child tax credit, which is one of President Biden's key programs to assist working families. It would also bring down the price tag of the spending bill, which Manchin and fellow moderate Democrats have both said is too high. Progressives are unlikely to get on board with the scaled-down version of the child tax credit. Manchin has previously called for work requirements for the child tax credit, in addition to means testing, to place a cap on the income of people who can receive benefits under the program. He told reporters last month, "I want work requirements for everything, means testing and work requirements." On September 12th, the moderate Senator Joe Manchin told CNN that he supports the child tax credits and is trying to help the children. He wants to make sure we're getting it to the right people, he said. Manchin said there's no work requirements whatsoever, there's no education requirements whatsoever, and if we're going to help all the children, the people should make some effort. Manchin did signal that he was willing to support President Biden's $450 billion initiative to subsidize daycare and provide free universal preschool. He reportedly wants tighter income caps to be placed on daycare subsidies, but to keep preschool free. Manchin has drawn a number of red lines for the reconciliation package in recent weeks, as the moderate center looks to wield his power to negotiations between the White House and lawmakers on Capitol Hill. Democrats need the support of all 50 of the party's senators for the reconciliation bill to get to Biden's desk. A number of reports surfaced that the Clean Electricity Payment Program, which is key for Democrats' fight against climate change, will likely be removed from the reconciliation package because of opposition from Manchin. This infuriates progressives who see it as an essential part to the agenda. And also, Nancy Pelosi previously set a deadline of October 31st for passing Biden's agenda, and that includes a bipartisan infrastructure bill that the Senate approved in August. Last week, Pelosi said in a letter that it will be essential that the difficult decisions must be made very soon, in an effort to keep the timeline in place. In order to do so, Pelosi will have to unite feuding groups in her caucus, including progressive lawmakers, who are pushing for more ambitious policies and cautious moderate leaders. Joe Manchin said he would support a $1.5 trillion price tag that Pramila Jayapal said was not going to happen. And recent polling from CBS News showed that while a slight majority of Americans approved Biden administration's Build Back Better plan, just 10% of respondents said they knew a lot of the specifics of the plan. The survey seemed to indicate a fixation on the package's price. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your amazing support. Until next time, have a great day.
Our colleagues exactly what I know and every other member here wanted to do. But here we are because we have to be here. And we are here because back home in my state and all over this country, millions and millions of families are struggling to put food on the table. They are struggling to pay their rent. They are struggling to come up with the money they need to go to the doctor. And this hits me in a sense, in a personal way. I just received the other day from a colleague of mine in Burlington, Vermont, where I live. Burlington, Vermont, largest city in the state of Vermont, all of 40,000 people. And what a volunteer wrote to me, they said, this is the quote, reporting on a food drive in Burlington, Vermont, where I live. Quote, over 30 volunteers showed up to the Champlain School to help bag groceries and to hand them out to those who came out. Unfortunately, there was not nearly enough donated food to provide a bag to everyone who showed up, despite us planning on an increased need. The line of cars filled the parking lot, wrapped around the school, and went out onto the main road for half a mile. This represented a major uptick from the October event that we were involved in. This is Burlington, Vermont. Hundreds of cars lining up for emergency food, and the volunteers did not have enough food to distribute. They had to say to families who were trying to feed their kids, sorry, we do not have enough food. So what we are doing today is very simple. And that is Senator Thune and Senator McConnell and others have raised objection to the House-passed bill. And in the United States Senate, when we have differences of opinion, what we should be doing is debating that bill. So all that Senator Schumer is asking, all that I am asking is a simple request. Bring the bill to the floor. I'm not even asking you to vote for it. Bring the bill to the floor. And on top of everything else, we need 60 votes to pass. 60 votes. Can we get 60 votes? I don't know. I think virtually all of the 48 Democrats will vote for it. It means, Senator Thune, that we need 12 Republicans. I gather we got one right here who indicated he would vote for it. 5 or 6 others have been public about saying they will vote for it. Will we get the rest? I don't know. You don't know. But what is the problem with giving members of the United States Senate the opportunity to vote on the legislation? And when we have that debate, you can come up and you can raise all of your objections and we can debate it. Now, I hear Senator Thune and Senator McConnell before him talk about this bill being socialism for the rich, which I've got to tell you I find, Mr. President, somewhat hysterical, because that's an issue I have been talking about for many, many years. And I am very delighted that my conservative Republican friends now recognize that we do have socialism for the rich. To paraphrase Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who said that we live in a society where we have socialism for the rich and rugged individualism for the poor. King was right. But despite what my Republican colleagues are saying, truth is that according to the Tax Policy Center, the top 5% of Americans, the wealthiest people in our country, would receive less than 1% of the benefits of these direct payments. Less than 1%. Doesn't sound to me like too much socialism for the rich. But while we are on the subject of socialism for the rich, which my Republican friends have suddenly become very concerned about, let me talk about the Trump tax proposal that was pushed very hard by Senator McConnell and the Republican leadership, and where I think every Republican voted for it. You want to talk about socialism for the rich? It is not the bill that puts $2,000 into working class hands all over this country.